seen a couple of different methods. Now, in Japan, as I said earlier, I've got to do it completely different because of the language barrier. So in Australia, I used to always try and have my point guard, generally speaking, in front of me because they're the one who's the coach on the floor, and they've got to take the information and try and make sure the team's doing it. That was the most important person to me to be in front. In Japan, as I said, I have the two imports to my right, and generally speaking, the three Japanese players to my left, with the point guard generally within my eyesight, like where it's easy for me to talk to him. And now there's been a couple of trains of thought, you know, you can sit to one side, but generally I think most coaches are going to sit in the middle. And it's funny, sometimes I've caught myself drawing on the board and then realised that the team actually can't see it, and then you've got to hold it up. But, you know, I'd like to try and hold the ball slightly on an angle. And before I start to draw on, I try to look around to see if everybody can see it and have a look at it. And I've even said to the players, if you can't ever see the whiteboard, make sure you just say something or tap me on the leg to say, hey, I can't see it. So that's generally how I do it. And as I said, I want sometimes too, like, as I said, with Henry Walker, he's almost a point forward type player. So I want him to be fairly close to me so he's getting all my information, because I know he'll go out there and make sure it's carried out. So it's having sometimes your best leaders right in front of you. And as I said, that can change. Sometimes that's your point guard. Sometimes it's your captain. It can depend on the other. I got one player this year who has really struggles to focus in during timeout. So I make him sit right next to me. He's the first Japanese always in line so that I can make sure he's paying attention. So then sometimes it can even come down to that, you know. So there's a lot to think about, you know. But I do know some coaches love to have the point guard in front, and then, you know, the guards one side, their forwards the others. So, you know, that's a personal taste. But the big thing for me is to make sure that the person I know is going to be the best leader is the person who's really getting the information, or someone that I know will struggle to take on the information, e.g. the player I mentioned, that he sits right near me to make sure I can see he's engaged in what I'm doing.